Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Painting with a Grumpy Old Man. It's good to be here with you today. I know I'm a little bit late. Normally I'm earlier for you folks on the East Coast. But if you're one of my folks somewhere else out west, well, it's good to see you. So, NC Discovery. Hello, NC Discovery. How are you? Good to see you here. We're going to do a painting today, which may or may not work, but that's all right. This is the fun of the whole process here. We're going to go on a journey, and I know this looks really, really dark to you. And I could probably move this just slightly. You know what? No, I'm going to leave it right where it's at. But you can see it's a very dark canvas here. I like to do different styles. Usually my style, because I'm an Impressionist painter, usually my style has a lighter pink or butterscotch colored background. But today I thought I'd try to bring some light out of the darkness. So I thought that would be kind of a cool exercise. The key is you just got to always keep learning with your art. And it needs to be art, not just a picture, not just a painting. It's something you gotta feel it, gotta love it. And so we're gonna try to do that today. I don't know how it's gonna come out, but I'm gonna have some light coming from here, I think, and maybe a nice tree, maybe some cliffs and a waterfall. I don't know. We're gonna see what comes out, and we'll figure it out as we go, you and I. So let's get started. Let's get started. Had to go shopping today. I hate shopping. I don't know about the rest of the world. But if I can't just get it and get out, I don't want to have anything to do with it. I'm just going to mix some ochre yellow and some white. A lot of white, a very little ochre yellow. Because I'm trying to come up with a really light, muted yellow. Got myself a new brush today, so that's going to be cool. I'm going to come up in this area here. And as I do always, small dashes, small dashes. It's a brand new brush. Usually I like to break them in a little bit. Add different colors up in here. And I'm actually gonna go all the way up to the corner here with my yellows. It's gonna kind of be a rounded look today. I think I want to make it a little bit bigger. Just a lot of dashes. Just a lot of dashes. Yeah. Just like that. Sometimes I'll go into a little bit of this ochre red, or it's really a burnt sienna. Get the darker outside there. And then I can come back and lighten it up. Nothing really fancy, just a lot of fun, a lot of fun. Yeah, I hate shopping. I don't know about other people. You know, a lot of people like to go out there and go shopping. I think I'd rather be beaten than shop. Because I'm a dude, and dudes really don't like shopping that much. Well, I guess some of them do, but I don't. So I like to brighten that up just a little bit, and I'm going to come back through here, a little dashes and dots. You know, after a while it kind of blends together, but you don't want to cover everything up. If you cover everything up, then you kind of lose the effect when you're dealing with this. And it's be like an early morning light coming through here. And I know it looks really brown right now, but don't worry. I shall fix it, and I shall make it beautiful. And I'm going to come in with just pure white right here in the middle. Dashes and dots. Lots of dashes, lots of dots. And then I work my way out from this middle here, and I'm going to start combining these other darker colors want to totally lose that, but I do want some brighter yellow in here, or sunshiny colors here. But little dashes and dots. Little dashes and dots. It doesn't matter how much paint you use here, it's fine. Use whatever paint you want and how much ever you want. It's your painting, it's your world, you get to do what you want. But it seemed like, I don't know about for everybody else, but for me, whenever I have to go to the store and buy something, that's the same day that everybody else needs to go to the store and buy something. And that is way not cool, man. Okay, now this is going to be, even though I'm using little dashes and dots, I'm doing that to get the colors where I want them. And the type of colors where I want them. But I'm leaving stuff kind of showing through, but because I'm starting with a black canvas today instead of a light red one, I'm kind of going with a different style. And if you've been with me before, you've seen me paint, and you've seen all the things that I do, and all the tricks I use. But this is acrylics, and it does dry very, very quickly, but that's really not a problem. I don't really have a problem with the quick drying thing, because I like to use my blending brush just a little bit, very lightly. Some people will use, they'll blend things right out of existence, but you can see how choppy this looks here. I just take a very little dab of white on here, in the middle, and I'm just going to lightly go over this and bring this out. I'm still going to have my little lines and chops and stuff. They're still in there. They're still in there. Not still in, I'm not taking them out. But I am lightening them up a little bit, smoothing them a little bit, and still have a lot of movement in this painting. And I'm going to come back in with more white because I want it really bright right here. Really, really bright right here. So. Okay, that's kind of nice. Put that in the water, and that's probably going to do all the blending that I do today. But I am going to come next with some different colors that will kind of darken up a little bit. It's my paint. I love my paints. You don't always love me. Okay, this is just a plain old red. Let's see what Walmart calls it. They call it crimson. Crimson sounds very, very important. It's not very important, but it really sounds that way. And this crimson is going to mix a little bit with my whites and stuff. I'm going to come all the way out here and I'm just blending down a little bit, coming in here with the reds. Because I want to accentuate the light, but I don't want it completely dark. And I know it's coming in sort of a semicircular pattern like this, as if sun is breaking through. Turning things in. I'm going to touch a tap of blue in here. And what that'll do is it kind of got too light. There we go. I'm going to come on out here, and we're going to start getting into the violets and the purples and stuff. Now, this is a new brush, so it makes a little bit bigger strokes than I like, but it still works. Okay. Little bitty strokes, and all the way out to almost a blue out here. Because this is, I want to keep the outside of this a little darker than normally I would. Just come on back in here like this. I don't want to get it too dark, but I don't want it too light. And I want the sky to be really active. So give us some purpley purple. Maybe add a little bit of magenta into that. And so when I get out here, it's going to get darker. And I think I will come back with that blending brush. I'm putting the colors where I want them because that's how I do it. And it will look a little bit different when I'm done, but it's okay. It's okay to do that. All just a plethora of colors mixed in here to make this really interesting night sky. And I'm going to go with like a purple, a dark purple over here. Purpley purple. And I'm going to come on down here like this and drop in some purples over here. You can't really see them. You have to a little dark up here. I know it's almost impossible to see them on the camera, but just take my word for it here. They're here. And I'm just bringing it down here. And here, if the black comes through a little bit, it doesn't really matter because it's sort of a night sky anyway. And so we have it right there. Okay, that's the basis of it. I'm going to do my... I didn't think I was going to use my blending brush again, but I changed my mind. I am going to use it again because I like it. Gotta get it really dry. If you get too wet, this will ruin the whole effect. So it's a blending brush, not a washing brush. So I like to get it nice and dry, very fluffy. Do a little Bob Ross here. Excuse me, I just lost some. Let's see. Hey, Addison, are you going to talk to me today, or will I know it? Addison and who else we got on the line here? We got Hero. Hello, Hero. From Suzuki Art. I used to have a student named Hero when I worked in Colorado. Good basketball player. Come back in here with more bright white. Okay, and I'm going to use the edge of my brush. Woo, too much. I got this little thingy right here. My kids got me. I'm just going to come on out. Blend it just a little bit. Get this light coming out here. Don't want to get too much light coming out. But light coming out. You can always bring the dark back over into the light area if you don't want it too light. Very light. You don't get on this too hard. If you get on this too hard, you're going to have a problem. That's sort of an interesting sky there. It's still back with a little bright area right here. We'll come back and deal with that later. Okay. And I think what I'm going to do here is I think I'm going to have a cliff. A big cliff that comes down into a pool of water. And I think this will be really cool looking. Okay. Clean this off a little bit. I like it. I put my brushes back in. Now I don't have any clue where I put my brushes. Where'd you go? There's only 2 pots here. You dummy. I found it. I'm a genius. I'm a regular genius. Okay. Come on now. Add some blue colors in here. Nice light blue colors. Yeah, there we go. That looks better. I'm going to come across with a brush. Let's sort of even out the streaks a little bit. You don't want to go over it hard. You want to go over it nice and light. That way you don't have more strokes. Use the old finger equipment here. Oh, I think that's good. It gives us a really interesting bluish grayish color. In the far side, I'm going to come with, I think I'll use this little tool right here. This little tool ought to be pretty cool. And I'm just gonna get some dark colors here. I'm gonna come on down here like this. You can barely see this, I know, but it will show back up in a minute. So it's just like little cliffs right here. Maybe I'll end it about right there and put in some nice dark water. On paintings like this, it's very important to try to match colors on top and bottom, but it's your world, so you can actually put the paint where you want it and have your world where you want it. I'm going to have mine right here. Make them a little darker on the bottom here like this. Get some little lower shelf stuff. I just think this is sort of I'm trying to make sort of an imaginary world, a sort of a fantasy place where I can go hang out. If you paint with me much, or if you bought one of my paintings or seen one of my paintings on eBay, you'll probably realize that I like to paint without people in my paintings. I know a lot of people do, but I'm painting places I want to go, and so I don't want anybody there. I don't want to share my vacation rental with anybody else, even if it's just an imaginary mental vacation rental. But I was very proud of the kids at our school. They scored really high on the statewide test. On the nationwide test, they were in the top 10 percentile. And we just had a handful of kids. That's kind of neat. We worked very hard to help a lot of these kids who couldn't afford an education, a really good education elsewhere. And we give them that education for a really low price. And almost everything we get as far as money is I make less than minimum wage. I'm retired, so I can. But my wife makes nothing, actually. She gets paid $0. She's the principal and math teacher of the school, and our elementary person makes $0. But they do an amazing job. They do. It's a ministry for us, and so I'm just going to put some stars right here, and I'm going to fade them all up into this area here. So this is my fantasy world, and if I put them in the top, I'm going to put them in the bottom. Okay? Then I'll probably have some lights over here like this. Maybe some yellows and maybe some little reds on the outside of those. Kind of match this little magical world here. I know it's very difficult to see, but I really love doing these beautiful guys right here. Now I'm going to come back with my blending brush on the bottom, and I'm going to make it much lighter than the top. I want it to almost disappear. It's going to almost disappear here. Get it dry. And then I'll take my brush here, because this is water, and I'll go straight across. And take some blues in here, and reds. Come back forward. I'll put the stars back in here in a minute, don't worry. It's a nice dreamy thing, so it comes straight down. Nice reflection straight down like this. And I'm not making it too dark down here. I'm not going to do that. And I'm brushing that. I want to get it a little bit lighter and a little more blendy right here. I'm going to blend the transition here. And I'm going to add some other white here in just a second. So I don't need that brush anymore. Take this fella right here, and I'm going to kind of do something weird. I'm going to come across the bottom with a really bright, really large thing of white. Big glob. You're like, why are you doing that, grumpy old man? Because I can. You can't stop me. Yep. Everybody was shopping today. I was not exactly excited about that. Come here, pull that down. And you can see this makes a sort of a reflection in the water. And then very lightly go back the other direction. You get a beautiful little reflection. That's pretty, man. I ain't kidding you. You don't think that's pretty, you don't know what pretty is. And then I'm going to come back in here with a very little white. I don't like a lot of white. I might use some reds in here or something. And I'm going to tap in more stars. Isn't that pretty? Let me get some more up here. And so now I have a nice starry reflective thing here. And I am going to mix up a color with my trusty 52-cent trowel here. And I will, beautiful, hang on just a second, let me check my remarks, see if anybody's said anything to me. Feel free to talk to me. I don't know if you guys are typing into the text on the bottom. People are waving at me. Glad people are waving. Maybe I'm waving at you. Nobody really knows. But this is a really cool way to do a painting. And I combine different methods. This is done in a very expressionist way, but then I smoothed it out. You can still, if you're really close to it, you can still see all the little dashes and dots in different colors. Then I just kind of did a blending on the rest of it, made some shiny reflection, throw up some cliffs. But I'm going to make a color here. It's going to have a little bit of everything in it. But I want it rather light. I don't want it too bold. I want it sort of light. And I'm going to use a lot of paint here. I'm going to come on down and just let it break up over here. You see how beautiful that is. What a nice color that is. I'm just breaking it up. I don't have to have light everywhere. And that's fine. It's fine. Just a bunch of cliffs, man. Intersperse different colors with it. It's beautiful, man. I just really enjoy it. I really enjoy doing this painting. If it's not fun, don't do it, people. It's just ridiculous. I'm going to say how I'm be miserable all my entire life. But gotta watch your fingers. I always touch something, I get paint on my fingers. But I think good painters that went to painter school or something, that doesn't happen to them, I suppose. And again, I don't want to have too much on here. Make a nice little pink reflecty thing right there. All right. It's looking so good. This is pink. Not my favoriteest color in the world, but it goes good with other colors. And if you're right on top of this, you could see there are yellows and greens and all kinds of pretty stuff up in here. That just is incredible. I think I'm going to have a waterfall coming here, but that'll be a little bit later because it'll right here where I want my waterfall, I'm going to scrape the extra paint off right there. A little paint off of right there. And so that's really pretty right now. And I don't want to get too much going at that. On top of my mountain, or on my hill, right where the sun is, I'm going to bring in the silhouette of a tree. I don't want to cover up my bright area here. I want the light to be coming through it. And I am going to put some colors other than I'm going to have a little magenta tree here and just make it pretty. Light little filaments of paint on here, and they're not too much. It maybe thicken this trunk up just a touch. And so now we have a tree in the background, and I'm going to take in the bark and start adding a few different shades and colors. Make it more tree looking. Little lights. Trees aren't particularly usually black unless there's been a forest fire, and that's bad. And I know it looks kind of skeleton-y right now, but don't worry. I'm going to fix it good. Sound like a mobster right there. I'm going to fix it good. So if you're a mobster, I didn't really mean it. I'm not going to fix anything. Fixing is for people who can fix things. I'm just a dude. I'm just a man whose intentions are good. Lord, please don't let me be misunderstood. All right. I'm so happy everybody's here with me today. I don't know if you're responding to me or not. You're really cool if you were. But that is just fine. Okay? So here, we're going to go to a really intense tool, if I can find it. Here it is. I called it an 8-up old brush, and it is really just 8 up. Okay? It's just 8 up. Now, I am going to go back with my magenta because in this little world, and I'm not going to overburden my brush with this paint because I plan on just tapping a few magenta leaves in here. It's a really pretty color. And I want the light coming through that, so I'm not going to overdo it. But I am going to touch with the pink that is in the almost like a Japanese cherry blossom. Okay. It's really pretty, really colorful. Let's get closer. All right. I like it. I like it a lot. All right. Okay. So there we have that. I don't know if you can see it, but if you can't, you're missing out because it is pretty. Okay. Now we're going to learn a little trick about how to make a waterfall. If you haven't seen it done before, I'm going to show you now. I like to take them just pure white, and I'm going to go right across the top of where my waterfalls come from, and down here I'm going to make a little waterfall thing where the waterfall's landing. This is very bright white waterfall here. Little things, and just look at that like that. So now we have a little, and if you want, if you're like me, I like blue. It's my favorite color in the world. I'll sometimes come and add blue streaks in here, and it gives it a nice offset right there. So now that's a very gorgeous looking painting. And I thought about putting a boat in here, but I don't want one. I like it the way it is. Just a very bright, shiny painting, and just very pretty. This right here, if I was selling it, I would sell it for probably about $125. But you can get it on my eBay account if you go to eBay to MITAR_. 2742 and bid on this puppy. In the next few days, this thing will be online, so you're going to want to get on there and bid for it, because this one came out beautiful. It is really awesome. It is awesome. So I have a lot of paint left, so I am going to actually paint another one today. I'm going to paint another one. So let me move this one off here. For those who couldn't see it, here it is. Made out of acrylics and stuff. Very pretty, very dreamy. So I think that was really, really cool. So we're going to do that. And the theme of today's painting is dark, dark painting. So here we go. This one is, I'm going to do it this way, because I want boats. I want boats. Boats, boats, boats. Come around my edge here. There'll be quite a bit of blue in this one and reds. And I'll start with my dots and dashes. Okay. And yes, I know it's very, very dark, and you probably can't see much on this one, but it's a beauty. It's a beauty. I hope everyone's having a great day. I'm sorry if you're talking to me and I can't answer back, because I am technologically challenged. And this is a very dark blue, but I will lighten it up. I just like the blues and the purples. A little dark when I start. Come right across the top here. A little curve at the top of it. That's so annoying. You know, if you get done painting and look up and you see something that's not painted, and it's going to make you mad, man. It's just going to make you mad. This guy will have a little faraway shore. I might even put a lighthouse on it. I don't know. I mean, it's my world. I can put whatever I want in it. It's dark, dark, dark color. Come through here. I got a lot of purples and stuff in here, because I think purples are beautiful. But I don't want it to be too smooth. I want it to be nice and lumpy bumpy. Won't be that, this one won't be that heavy as far as paint application goes. It's going to be a little different. So a little bit longer strokes. You got a new brush. It makes it both better and worse. It's soft, so it holds the paint and moves the paint better. But sometimes it's soft, so I'm used to that stiff. You know, I'm that kid that broke all the pencil leads because he drew too hard. The one everybody hates. Little schlep rock, you can't do it. But that's okay. Because now I'm an infamous painter. I would have said famous, but I'm not famous. I'm just infamous. For some reason, I'm not getting the coverage I want, but that's okay. Just keep it going. Keep pushing. Keep striving for perfection. I'm trying to get here and this and this. I'm gonna lighten this up a little bit. And you're going to see a huge difference in your perspective, but it really won't be that huge in reality. It's not going to be an overly bright scene. I like sort of serene things that make you feel good, but I don't like to get rid of any color, so I like them all to show through. And I'll continue to go lighter and lighter and lighter. It's supposed to go light and then go darker. I don't seem to be very good at that, so I just go where I go and flow where I flow. Go with the flow. Ba-da-ba-da. And I really encourage you, if you don't paint or if you haven't painted before, get something. You don't have to be good. Everybody's like, if I'm not an artist, I'm not doing. Who cares? Who cares, man? Have a little fun with your life. This this isn't fun. Why would you do it? It makes no sense. I got a little thick there, but it's okay. I can have blips and blotches in my sky that don't match because then they look like some kind of a natural formation. Because nature doesn't fit. Okay, nature's just a little bit off. This is a much lighter blue, sort of almost purpley baby blue. And I always come back up and put splotches into my other areas because I want it to seem to flow together even though it may not actually flow together. So I'll come back and light spots here and there. But as I go down, it's going to get lighter and lighter and lighter until it's almost a white. But you can't do it, you got to do it kind of gradually. If you do it too suddenly, people freak out and go, what's wrong with that? It's the apocalypse. No. We don't want people thinking it's the apocalypse. I'm just doing this. And this can get tedious, people. So there's pinks in here too. I don't know if you can see that from where you're at, but man, this is so much fun. So much fun. Watching my stuff on YouTube. Grumpy Old Man Art on YouTube. Comes out really nice. Now I'm gonna do something weird. Go with a pinkish color right here. Off to the side a little bit. Light pink color coming along the horizon. My horizon line is going to be just below this right here. So some of the stuff you may not see when I'm done painting. The farther away I get from the intense colors, the more sparse my colors become. I just move them farther and farther away. And around the horizon line, I like it to be a bit lighter. Just think it's prettier. I might even come, you can come in here with just pure white. People tell you don't do that, but I tell you do whatever you want because it's going to blend in with the other colors and no longer be pure white. It's going to be a bluish, reddish, grayish color. Come back up here and smooth these all in. Little specks of lighter color up here. So it doesn't look like somebody just suddenly dropped off the world. No, this is not going to be an overly bright scene tonight. It's going to... Come on now, work with me. I'm just going to come in and all kinds of different colors here. Blend them and blend them and blend them, but not over blend them. Make sure when you put your brush down, you put it down where you want it to be, because that changes the whole perspective of things. And it's okay for it not to be perfect. I'm telling you, nature's not perfect, and people who try to make nature perfect, forget it, man. This is the magenta. I really like magenta. I'm going to come back with some whites. And this is actually because of the combination of magenta, blue, and white. It makes a really light purple that's very gorgeous. I'll just blend it together a little bit. Not too much, but a little bit. And I'm going to go back up with it too. I want the magenta to go right back up into the sky. The rest of it. I have just a monotone color here and there. And this can be time consuming and can be frustrating if you're trying to get the color just right. Luckily, this is fun for me, so I will just keep doing it till I got it how I want it, and then when I'm done with that, then I'm done. Okay, I'm gonna come back with some darker blues up here and kind of hide some of this. Shorten the little strokes. Like I said, this new brush makes it a little more difficult to do shorter strokes. The strokes tend to want to swoop with this new soft brush. I'll just come back with some straight white here. And just blend it on down. And blend it up. And blend it down. And blend it up. You're told to go from light to dark when you're blending. I don't care. Sometimes I want it to get darker, so I'll blend the other direction. This is not going to be a hugely fancy sky, just kind of a old, good old even sky. Mix the blue and white a little bit here. Thousands of little dashes and dots. How do you do that, Mr. Trevor? Thousands of dashes and dots, people, just thousands of them. Why? Because I can. And I'll take them all down back into the white. I mean, it's fine. Do whatever I want. I'm a grumpy old man. One of the good things about getting old is after a while they go, it's just old. So you get away with whatever you want. Take that, young people, whippersnappers. I will do whatever I want. I think people figure I'm getting close to the end of it. So they're like, just let him have it. Let him have it. He ain't got much longer with us anyway, so let the guy have it. And I'm like, Jesus, nice of you. Just waiting for me to kick off and stuff. What kind of wonderful people you are. There, that's kind of a nice nighttime sky. And I'm really enjoying doing the stars tonight, so I'm going to do more stars. Try and stop me. Come up here and tap them in, man. Just tap them stars in just like that. I'll tap as many stars in as I want. You can't stop me. Okay, I'm going to bring this bad boy out. I'm going to go with a little bit. You know, I don't think I'll do that. I think I will go with. Where are you? Where are you, Spanky? We're going here. I think I'm going to go with a sort of a rough. See background. I'm pulling some blues over here. I just want to get a dark color, and I'm going to. Make me a little land over here. Maybe some marshes or something. Come back, get some more dark coming off the bottom here. That's pretty. You know, smooth that out with my finger. Dashes, dots, blotches, and bumps. That's what painting's all about, people. Okay. I'm going to come back kind of against my better judgment. Tap some whites in here. Well, not really white, it's sort of off-whites. Just to lighten this up a little bit so you can see the landmass in between. That's nice right there. All right, nice little marshland. I am going to have boats today, so I love them. Now, I made a sky, I made a land, and now I'm going to make water. And this is where it gets rather tricky, because I'm going to need a little more blue, because I want my sky and land to look similar. Why are you being so hard on me? You know, sometimes these little paints of mine, there you go. Sometimes these little paints of mine get a little tricky. Right about there. I'm just going to add in this row of pinks in my water. So just like right along the edge of the land. So now it's a little darker because it's in the water. And then come up here with the blues. You wanted a painting in the foreground to be darker than the painting in the background, because it leads your eyes upward into the painting, and that's kind of what you want as an artist. You want them to do it. So I am coming with the darks down here on the bottom. I don't want to, usually paint shows last about like maybe 15-20 minutes. And somebody said to me that I should put it in. I could paint a nice big long painting and then put it in one of those sped up photography things. So I can barely make this work. So thanks. So here I go. It's sped up, sped up, sped up. Not working. Doesn't look any faster to me. Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to do it my way. So there was my time-lapse photography. Coming right next to the land here. It's going to be kind of weirdish because I'm going to put the blues in here too. Even though this is, you know, really browns and stuff. Now we'll have some browns in here. And I'm going to lighten up my blues a little bit. I don't want to make them too light right next to the shore because there'll be some shadowing right there. You know, the shore is going to block out some of the sunlight. You can't do that. That won't work. But lights have oceans and water. They have sparkles on them, so you're okay. I'm okay with this. And we're going to come back and do something really cool in a minute here. It's going to make things look just a little different-y. I'm putting this on, you know, thick enough that just thick enough here. Because I plan on coming back and doing something very special. Okay. I'm using a brush. This isn't an expensive brush. It's a pretty cheap brush. Use this one. And I'm actually going to come into the white here. Not again a lot, just a little bit. And I'm coming down with it. But I want to keep it on an even keel here. Light colors. Ooh, that one got away from me. Just coming right through here like this in reflections. Put some dark down. And I don't want to get too light. This one just looks hokey. Okay. Yeah. And then I'm going to take my big bad boy brush. lightly go across the tree. Make a nice reflection. Okay, that's all I'm going to do. I'm not going to make it some kind of big production. Just wanted the shiny water, and that looks really pretty right there, coming right along this edge. So that's nice right there. And so we're going to leave that way. But I am going to come back and do something that I didn't think I was going to do. Paint with me for very long, you will know that I'm very flighty, and so all of a sudden I'm going to go, hey, you know what? And here on my left, I'm going to put in some land here. Okay. Normally I wouldn't do that, but I decided that I wanted to have a palm tree in this puppy. So guess what's going to happen? I'm going to put a palm tree in this. Okay. And I don't, I don't take a lot of effort to make. This doesn't look like real palm trees in nature because it's just an impressionist painting. I'm going to come right down here, and I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not. There's going to be a black root of a palm tree here. And I like to keep my blade kind of thin on these because I got to draw these. Now this isn't going to be a dark palm tree. This is a nighttime palm tree, so nothing extravagant. I'll make it a little bumpier. Okay, give me a little light on that side. And I'm going to take my handy dandy, whatever this thing is called, palette knife, and I'm going to mix a greens, some very dark greens. Right. And on it, with that dark green, it's very blue green, very dark. And I'm going to take the same old fan brush because that fan brush is very, very useful. I have a rag over here to the left. You can't see it because it's off camera, but it is pretty cool. Hero. I hope some of you guys are still on with me. That's cool. I really enjoy it. I'm just going to take my fan brush, this guy right here, full of paint, sort of. I'm just going to chap in some palm fronds. And I know it's going to be a little bit difficult. You have to change the angle of the brush or it won't work. But I'm going to come in here and palm fronds. These will show up a little bit better in a minute because I will make them lighter. I'm just putting them on first. Come up here like this. It's almost like palm trees, almost. Not too much, but a little bit like it. These palm tree looking things in here. And I just do the little, and most of these disappear, most of these little black branches, but I just do that so I know where I'm putting my palm fronds. I don't even use the whole brush, man. I just use parts of it. But I'm going to go and make a very light green because we got so much light reflecting up here. I think maybe not quite that light. A little more white in there. Yeah, that's better. I'm just going to tap through these nighttime palm trees here. And you can still, you don't want to cover up the green in the back. You just want to highlight things. And the highlight will get darker on the back side because it's further away from the sun or the moonlight or whatever light's coming out of here. And I forgot to do something because I do that sometimes. But we can see that's a palm tree. I'm just dabbing a little color on the outside here. Just separate the colors a little bit. There we go. And I'm going to take this bad boy because I'd forgotten to do this. You got to do this or it doesn't work. And I'm going to put my stars on. I like to get really close to the okay, that didn't work out, but no problemo because not the right one. I can take another thing, make a smooth water shimmer right there. If you tap in somewhere you don't want to, just make a water shimmer. Okay, that's pretty. A little bit too much on that one. All right, I think that's good right there. Here at the bottom with some darker green, some blues. Don't really see it, but it's okay. And now, go back to my handy dandy brush that I use for everything. And I'm going to draw a nice black boat right here. Get a nice heavy outline right here. Maybe. Come here, boy. Get with the program, boy. Down. Okay, that's good. And I'm going to have a mast that goes up and straight down. You got to have that mast. Can't have a sail if you don't have a mast, right? So that's good. Now with a little bit different brush. Where you at? Where you at, Waldo? There you go. A flat brush. Now I realize that this doesn't look like, you know, the world's greatest. Let's lighten that up a little bit. Let's make that a little bit lighter. World's greatest boat. Right across the top here, I'm going to come in with a nice little pink thing. There we go. And I'm going to bring this up a little bit here. I like the boat be a little bit higher. And then just tap in some reflection off the bow. And then I'm going to do this. Reflection in the water. Take some white, and I'm just going to draw a little white under here, even though it's watery. There we go. Maybe go a little darker. There we go. And then, with pure white that never ends up being pure white, I'm going to draw on a sail. Pretty little grayish pinkish sail here. Okay, and then wherever the sail is, I'm going to make a reflection of that too, but I think I want to make that lighter. we go. Nice reflection in the water there of the boat. And make a little adjustment to the sail, just to make it kind of cool. Now if you want, you can put a guy on there. I normally don't like putting people in my paintings. I'm just imagining it being ready for me to pop on board. There we go. Give it a little texture, like the wind's actually blowing through it. Okay, right here off the edge. Probably got to be very careful to stay in your line here. I never do, but I'm telling you, be careful. You may succeed where I always fail. You know, nice little sail, nice little boat. And it, you know, you wanted to put somebody in, but you didn't want it to be too noticeable. Let's make a little carrot. Like a head right there, and then some dude on the boat. Sailing at night. Maybe he's got a sort of green shirt on or something. Some dark blue pants. And maybe he has a magenta hat to go with this magenta boat. Okay. A little man there. Floating around the water. Don't need too much of there. I don't want to make them noticeable. I just want them to be kind of there. And I think that's it. Good people, I've covered this up and make sure that it doesn't dry up on me for our next session. But I have really, really enjoyed talking to you guys. I hope you enjoy painting with a grumpy old man today. Here's the painting. Just fun, like, you know, painting that doesn't require that you have to be taking everything so seriously. It's just a lot of fun, and then when you're done, other people are probably going to like your painting more than you do. Just kind of saying. But this one was fun. We'll call that man with a red hat under the palm tree selling a boat toward the east. Hey, I love it. I love it. It's a great, great fun thing. So enjoy your night. Remember to stay safe, to stay healthy, and most of all, stay off my lawn.